Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know. Spending time all alone, sending my songs through the phone, dreaming of a better home. We won't focus on trying to hone this craft, witchcraft. I hope the Bluez let this last.
I don't know.
Wata outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ Bluez is in the building. First of the second season of Beyond the Brand,
Yes.
2021. To kick off the new year, because 2020 has been such a drag, I need a motivational person to lift up my spirits. Mr.
Yes.
This person used to give me motivational texts every single day. I believe it's like between Sheemo. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to give you a good introduction to kick off this show.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You gave me motivational text, I believe, between 2016 to the end of 2017. You were definitely committed with your motivational text. And those motivational texts was a hidden message and a different message every single day.
Yes.
First, it was everybody on his phone. Then I was part of a selected few. So he's part of the that means he thinks very highly of you.
Come on. You know how positivity can be sometimes. Some people love it. Some people are like, I've had enough. I've heard enough. I've got it. Okay. But you kept pressing, Preston, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I kept you in that select circle, and I'm honestly gonna have to start that again because, like I told everybody, it didn't just help you guys; it also helped me. It made me feel good inside to actually share with others, like what motivated me every day, what made me feel good, what made me passionate, what kept me driven, even when things didn't seem certain. Because I know we go through failures in life and things happen to us in life, and we just assume, and sometimes we get that negative insight, and it's like, you got to break through it because there's true. It's cliche, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And
absolutely, man. Absolutely. And easy. Sheemo's been having this energy ever since I met him. This was back in 2014 when I started at Ugly. I mean, he was always driven and he had such a long journey for himself. But the one thing I most like about this person, Easy, is he's always humble. Unfortunately, we do not have his music today on the show, but it doesn't dilute the fact that he's here. He always gives
not at all.
Always giving everybody, go right ahead, man. Go right ahead. I see the finger.
I have questions.
Yes.
So you said since 2014, correct?
2014, yes, sir.
You've known me for about the same period of time, correct?
Yes, I have. The
reason why we're just connecting now via Zoom is because, so why?
Listen, man. It's funny how the way life works and how God, puts everything in the table for you. So maybe this was meant to happen this way. You never know. You guys,
there you go.
Both of you are dads. Both of you are musicians. Both of you know how it is to go with financial life and family life and making a certain amount of budget to achieve your dreams. Both of you are still achieving your dreams right now.
Always. Look, come on,
man. What I'm saying? You're never satisfied.
Got the new logo for you.
A new logo.
Yes.
Same.
Previously, it was the Yak.
Hold on. Rob. Yeah. Rob, I'm on terrestrial radio.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, got the new Yaka logo for you. But yeah, it's always achieving your dreams. And it's I feel like in life, you may have to work. You may have to do things that you feel or you may believe like, okay, I'm doing this for this moment, or I'm doing this for my family, or I'm working for this, or I'm trying to achieve this. But I feel like as long as you keep your artistic side, and I mean that by like, I don't care what you do. I like if you love to paint, if you like to do pottery, if you love to jog every day, if you collect video games, whatever you love to do, I feel like that keeps you the most grounded. So for me, like music keeps me grounded. Writing is meditation for me. I just feel like writing is my religion. Music is my religion. Anytime I write, I feel that much more better. I feel just way more connected with everything. I don't know. Sometimes if I don't write, I'm a little upset with myself. And I'm kind of like talking to myself in the morning. I'm like, listen, You need to sit down. You got to grab the pen. You got to jot something down. I mean, honestly, it gets me through my day. And I feel like everybody has that in their life, whether they realize it or they don't. I feel like we come across that threshold where it's like, I love this. This is what I love to do. And yeah, we may be working and doing some things that we may feel like, okay, this isn't what I love to do. This isn't what I want to do forever. But I feel like that artistic side of you will always keep you grounded and always keep you optimistic as well. Because I feel like the energy you bring.
Think I'm a little frozen. Oh boy.
Hey, what's going on?
I got you back, Sheemo. My bad.
Oh no, it's all right.
Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of people are online right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we're having some weird weather. So there's going to be some technical difficulties, and we're just going to have to bounce and flow with that. You know, we're all in 3 different locations. Technology is amazing. You know, we wouldn't be able to have a show like this if it wasn't for technology and all the things that bring across, like when we all just get kicked out of the room and there's dead air on the radio.
Let's not stop this energy, though.
Not at all. Not at all. You guys are reminding me.
I'm loving this. I'm loving how I'm feeling right now. Thank you.
Come on, man. You should be feeling great. It's the beginning of the year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everything is possible.
Yes. Yes, it is. Speaking of everything being possible, speaking of beginnings, tell me how you begun this process of your art. What made you want to write? What made you?
So like, when I was younger, and I don't know, sometimes when I explain this story to people, I don't know if they believe it or not. But I have like a friend of mine, he's my brother. I always call him my brother. You know, free cash, you know what I'm saying? He's actually been to Ugly Radio. I don't know if you and I done an interview when we were together, but he came down with me a few times. But unfortunately, he got some you know, some things he's dealing with. So, you know, free cash, love you, bro. Can't wait till you home. You know what I'm saying? I send him positive energy anytime I write him. But I got to be honest. He's like one of the reasons why I write and I got into music and I love it. This is something that I feel like it was born in me, but he showed me like, this is something we should be doing. Cause I mean, we were 6 years old and he used to tell me like, hey, we should write. I mean, we're little kids. He's like, we should write, and we're listening to like, I don't know if we should have been listening to Jadakiss and all of that at the time, being younger. But I mean, that's my favorite artist, and I still listen to Kiss. I will be honest. So like, they inspire me. Like the Lots inspire me, and my brother Cash inspired me to like write. And I mean, I'm young. I'm learning. We're learning how to write at that moment in school at 6. So it's like I'm jotting down rhymes, and it's just like, I don't know. I never forget that. And it gives me this, out of body, out of world feeling like, and it keeps me on this positive track. And I like to channel that all the time because I mean, that's a moment that like, it reminds me of Ratatouille. They say like when people cook things or you hear music or you have this certain smell, it instantly takes you back to this moment, to this time. You can feel it. You're there. So it's like, anytime I need that good energy, I just channel that and it takes me there instantly. And I gotta say, shout out to bro, man. I really appreciate that, man. Because music is my life now. You know what I'm saying? It's
actually,
like one of my kids. It's older than my kids.
Exactly. And that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about because this gives an amazing aspect. One of the things we love to do in this show is show the people behind the brand itself. And I want to give you a real human moment right now. You just said you were about 6 listening to Jadakiss. You're also a father right now. Now, are you finding it as difficult as like myself, I find it difficult. All these things that I used to love around the age of my children, I will, you know, I'm like, oh, I can't really watch that with them. Like, but I want to share it, but I can't, you know, and that is such an incredible, it's a great balancing act. Like I just showed my younger 2 Happy Gilmore. Yeah, my guys are 11. My guys are 11.
Oh my God, that is the best movie. Oh my God, classic.
And especially like being 11 and watching that movie is, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching it with them, and we have you know, they're not allowed to say bad words in front of me.
Yeah.
Period. That's just the way things go. It's a respect thing. It's always been a respect thing in my house. I had it with my mom. You know, the whole 9 yards. So they go into the whole aspect of I eat poop for breakfast. Using not the word poop. And the guy goes, you know, oh, you eat poop for breakfast, you eat poop. And my son, who forgot I was there, was just completely in the moment. And he goes, he eats dog, not the word for poop, real loud, and then looks and sees his father staring right at him with this.
Yeah.
Looking, and he was just like, I saw his life flash before his eyes. Yeah. I saw his 19 other past lives flash before his eyes. But it's these incredible moments as creatives.
Yes, yes.
Do you feel that being a parent has changed your creative process as per not exactly what you say, but how you say it?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be totally honest. I feel like you always have to have boundaries, you know, with your kids, as in the language and the respect that they show you. I feel like that's a given. And I'm...
Did he freeze? Or is that a real good pause? That's that right there. That's a power pause right there.
And I'm with that with my...
Oh, man.
Ah.
And the best part, he's going in, too.
Yeah, he is. And I really want to hear this story. Like, this is a great setup. Tuck and roll, man. Tuck and roll.
Oh, man. I feel like we got to steal these shots for the Instagram easy.
You were frozen for that entire thing. No one heard you. I apologize. You're frozen again. Now it's a different phrase. That's a great grin, too. That's a power picture, too.
Easy. You know what we need to do? Every time somebody is frozen from now on, because we can't really help these like technical errors, we got to get the PowerPoints to answer.
Yeah.
They can remember it.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We hear you now. You were frozen for that entire amazing thing that we know you said, but no one heard you.
Listen, it's all good. I paused. I'm trying to make sure all of our connections are good. But yeah, when you have that boundary between your kids and that respect, and how does your art change over time by having children? I feel as though, like, for me, not as much as what I say, because I feel like as an artist, I feel like you're not an artist if you don't blatantly say how you feel. And that's just me. I feel like my creative process, as in how I do things and how can I say it? Some of the things that I used to do, I don't do now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father now. I'm showing my kids structure in a different light, and I want them to be successful in multiple areas. So some of the things I used to do, I kind of don't do. And I used to write about it a lot. And I'm gonna be honest. And it used to have me going like, oh, this is fire. And now I'm like, you know, things I write about are a little different. It's a little different. Right. But I like to write from experience. That's the thing I'm trying to get to. Like, some of the things I used to experience may have been, how can I say, it could put you in a position to be in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? And now the things that I do, I try to move in a way of, like, I want my kids to be business owners. I want my kids to be scholars. I want them to be great at reading. I want them to understand the past so they don't, they're not doomed to repeat it. I want them to know, even if they're not into politics, I want them to understand legislation. I want them to understand the laws that are being passed. I want them to understand how the government works, even if that's not their thing. I want them to have this knowledge so they don't go into things blind. Like, because for me, it's like I've learned over time. But in the beginning, I wish somebody would have showed me different. I wish somebody would have showed me a different path. I wish somebody would have gave me the knowledge in certain areas. Because I'm like, the things I think about now, I'm like, Jesus, if I know what I know now, I would have invested in Zoom. I would have invested more money in Bitcoin when I did in March. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was going to go crazy like that. I was looking at it in March. I was like, this is $7,000 right now. Yeah. It's like $30,000 right now. This is crazy. So these are things like I share with my kids. And like, honestly, like with my writing process, like I said, I got to say how I feel. I got to say what I want. But as my kids have gotten older, like when they're younger, yeah, you want to shield them from certain things. You want to talk to them a certain way. But my kids are like 13 and 12 now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very, very honest with them. I'm straight, have that line of respect, but I'm honest with them. They know what type of music I make. They know what type of music I listen to. I know what type of music they listen to. Like one of my sons, he listens to Trippie Redd. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like us as artists, we're always put into a box. They're like, oh, you rap. You rap. Whether you're doing rock, whether you're doing country, whatever you're doing, they're like, yo, you rap. So I tell my son, like, when he's listening to Trippie Redd, I'm like, to me, I'm like, yo, you listening to rock and roll. Like, that's fire.
Mhm.
Like, because to me as a kid, that I wasn't really into that. You know, I was into rap. I'm focused on that. But as I grew as an artist, I listened to so many genres. I'm like, when music is fire, it's fire. I don't care where it come from. I don't care what genre it is. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's why, like, my sons, sometimes I catch them funny, like rapping, joking on each other, and I'm like, I see it. Something sparking in them. It's something good. Whether it's music, whether it's art. Like, one of my sons loved to draw. One of them, you know what I'm saying? One of my sons loved, like, every time I turn around, like, his action figures are somewhere posed in this amazing, like, pose position. And I'm like, damn, I need to record. I need to put this on Twitter. Like, these are amazing moments, but it's like, these are the things I love as a father and I enjoy. And yes, it's changed my process and how I write, but not so much of what I write.
Right.
Because I feel like I got to get to the point, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anybody.
You always like to push boundaries.
Yeah.
You always want to think outside the box, and you want your children to do that more. And if they do that younger, they're going to get better at it as they become older. And they're going to become better adults than you. Than your generation. That's what you want from them.
Come on, that's exactly what you want. Every day I tell them, I'm like, the motto is, they're like, yo, you're good. I'm like, no, be a better dad than I am. Be a better person than I am. If I'm a good person, if I'm great at what I do, be greater. Be greater than I am. Because it's possible, man. And it's like, I watched, who was it? Iman Shumpert, I believe. I might be mistaken, but he was explaining. He was like, if I love basketball and you're my parent, he's like, you should gas that. You should automatically, like, be, you know what I'm saying? That good energy, that motivation. And I'm like, that's true. That's exactly what you should do. He's like, you shouldn't right off the bat say, oh, well, these people don't make it. Already you're putting doubt in your child's mind. It's like, this is limitless here. Everything is possible. Like, don't ever limit your kids' like mental capacity. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, listen, I love people. I'm enjoying this right now. Like, the energy I'm getting through the internet is crazy. So I enjoy it and I appreciate
great energy on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven with Preston. My partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City made, Easy Bluez in the building. Sheemo is here. January 4th, 2021. Great energy, motivational. We definitely need to invest for this year. He's versatile in a whole bunch of art forms beyond hip hop. He was a poet.
Come on.
He still is. And he cooks it up a little bit easy.
Oh, listen. Let me tell you, I don't even cook it up a little bit.
A lot of it?
A lot of it.
Elbow.
He's talented. And that's another pose we're going to use on this.
Another freeze pose. Freeze frame. But see, this is actually, and this way we can talk. Let's go through. I absolutely love what he's saying about how important that next generation is. Yeah. I mean, growing up as an artist, myself, I constantly heard, well, not a lot of people are going to make it in that type of industry. I used to tell people all the time when I was like 12, what's worse? Knowing what you want to do, not knowing what you want to be when you grow up, or knowing what you want to be and being told that it's the hardest thing in the world to do. And it really pushes you. And then you get into the industry and you hear from like executives, like I've heard you've got to be thinner. I've heard you've got to be fatter, which was weird. I've heard, your hair has to be this certain way. Your clothing has to be like this. You can say this, but you can't write it this way, and these people like pick you apart and you're like, well, where am I? Where do I fall into this? I'm not going to go in here to lose myself, and you get to that point where that's all you can think about. But that's because people focus on success as per MTV Cribs, as per, and not realizing that person still owes the record company $500,000. They just got that house for fun.
And they rented
it. And they're renting it. And that's that whole point is I consider myself a successful musician because people have come to me and said, your lyrics, that moment, that changed me. Thank you. That's success. Success is when you're walking around your house and you hear your kid humming a melody line of your song. And then you realize the song they're humming and you go, you can only sing the radio edit version. You know, so, and that's really what it comes down to. And that's that whole point is I love, and one, I'm a Knicks fan. So like the fact that you quoted my guy, you know, I'm like, yes, hallelujah.
Yeah. That's lit, man. And I respect it and I appreciate it, man. And I definitely understand the feeling, man. Cause I tell people all the time, like, all right, what is success to you? Some people like, it's whatever the media can show you an image so many times that after a while, people, they reaffirming that.
Is another pause.
No pause. That's still follow.
And this is the. Go ahead.
But when I say Instagram, beyond the brand Instagram, hashtag WNHH, Sheemo just froze again. Please recite your answer because I definitely felt the great vibes. Don't stop this whole optimism right now because I definitely need it and I'm loving it. Continue, sir.
And he's frozen.
Are we back?
You're back-ish.
All right. You got the voice.
Yeah.
In fact, if you want to take off the video for a second and just use voice, I think your connection might be a little bit too weak for the video.
All right, let's check it out. I hit stop video, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Boom. There we go.
There you go. Now it's on.
That's a lot better.
Yep.
All right. We in there. I'm gonna have to plug the Ethernet up into the MacBook. The proper connection. Nah, but
there you go.
Honestly, it's like, what is success to you? And to some people, like you said, it's what's seen on television a million times, and sometimes it isn't the honesty and it isn't the truth, and sometimes people get caught into that, and it becomes bad because, all right, say if you're so caught into the material line of things and you never understand how money truly works, how finance truly works, like you won't ever really be rich because everybody around you will take your money, nitpick you apart and take your cash and take your publishing, and you won't know how to own a home, and you won't be able to teach your kids the value of $1. And all you're doing is you're repeating what you see on television. And it's like, you have to truly know what success is to you. And I reciprocate that feeling because I tell people, I'm like, forget the money. Like, I will always do music. I will rap. I will write music forever. I don't care if I don't care if no one listens but me. That it makes me feel good. And when people do listen, like you said, you have those people that come up to you and they're like, that song just like, it was fire. I enjoyed it, or it changed my life. Like that same thing you were going through, I was going through. Like, and that to me is like the biggest reward. That's more than money can buy. That right there, that exchange is like, that's deeper than $1. And I love it.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. That reminds me, Sheemo, of that track you did. It was a couple years ago. Just refresh my memory of that track. It was a track you did on Black History, I believe.
I love that song, man. That's Black History. That's me and my boy. Man, it's been a while.
I know I got the gears in the brain working because you mentioned a lot of heads.
Yeah, that was my boy Manny Moots. And what's crazy is it does go over a lot of people's heads because I'm talking about Christmas addicts, and I'm like Christmas addicts Christmas addicts conditioning. I said something about conditioning tragic, because it's like you think about Black history and you think about American history, sometimes we are left out so much. Oh yeah. And sometimes we are written out so much, and some of the things that can be taught so we don't repeat our history seems like it isn't taught, so we do repeat our history. It's crazy. It's almost creepy. It's like a horror film. But I don't know. Like Black history to me, it was like Christmas addicts. A lot of people didn't know. They assumed he was white. Like he was the first person to like die. I believe. What was it? I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know if it was the Revolutionary War. or it was the Boston Massacre. I'm gonna have to look it up again because it's been a while. And that song, it was years ago. But yeah, I love that song, man. Like, in my boy's verse, he explains, Manny Moose explains, he's like, basically people going crazy for sneakers and they want Jordans when they don't even realize they're the heir to a throne out in Jordan. And I'm like, to me, that's crazy. That's phenomenal. And like sometimes when I write and I'm writing with other artists, and it's just like seeing how other artists vision things and they bring things to life. I love it, man. It inspires me. Like it's funny you say that. I listen to that song to this day. So crazy. And that was years ago, man. That was years ago. But yeah, I also got some new tracks out. I got that right now out on Apple Music, iTunes, all of that, whatever your streaming service is. I also, what is the other song? I got it's Right Now, Blood. There's one more I've had out for a while, but I put it back out and I'm redistributing it. It's God's Pen. The God's Pen EP is back out on iTunes, Apple Music. That was like one of my first projects. I actually really was like, yeah, I'm gonna do like a full project and put it out. So I really love that project, man. Because like you say about the poetry, it's a song in there, and it's so poetry to me on God's Pen, and I'm like, I love it. And I'm just speaking about the moon and the sky and how and that to me, just like I'm telling you, it's that great feeling, man. I feel like a lot of music is manifestation. So a lot of the things that I rap about, I mean, they come to fruition. So I love it. So I'm going to talk a lot more positive. I'm going to talk a lot more great things into purpose. I'm going to talk a lot more great business for my colleagues and the people around me. Because I want everybody to be successful, man. I feel like that itself just gives me that pride to go even more harder. It's like my boy, shout out to Mo Digleon at Digleon on Instagram. He does the workouts. If you ever need a workout, you want to go get a real mean workout. I mean, I'm looking great right now. I can't wait for the summer. I can't wait. I'm gonna have to make Yaka tank tops and Speedos. It's getting crazy. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest. Hey, listen, I don't wear the Speedo. I'm just going for market value. I'm trying to make money.
Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure
not bad at it.
We weren't having a Borat moment or something.
You got to make something for everybody.
It's just Sheemo. I can't imagine in my mind a Yaka Speedo.
I mean, I'll probably change the name. You know, just like Gap has Banana Republic and Old Navy. You know, I'll have branches to it. Nah, but you got to make something for everyone, man. I'm thinking about everybody out there.
You want to know something? And I think this is incredible. Is as you were explaining, you know, the music that you have right now.
Yeah.
And you know, in the song that you were talking about, and prior to that, you were talking about conditioning, and you were talking about marketing conditioning. And I love the fact that you mentioned two platforms that pay artists better. Yeah. When you said, "Go check me out at Apple Music," you didn't say the other one that doesn't pay at all. And I think that a lot more artists need to start doing.
No, you're right. You're right. But I'm going to be
if 2020 has shown us nothing, we have the control.
Nah, you're right. You're right. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to remind me again because I mistakenly said those platforms, but I'm glad I did because you're right. Because one of those platforms, they really they don't really take care of the artist. And that's very unfair. I feel like as a creative, and when you're creating things, even like with, all right, what is it the kids love to play? The online. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting right now.
Among Us?
And no, not just that one. What is the other one? They play online. It's crazy all the time. My son was playing for
Minecraft.
a while. He's playing Call of Duty now.
Fortnite?
What is it? Say it again, Preston. Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite has to.
See, because the thing is, it's like monetization. You think about all the dances that they have and all of those that was created by somebody. And it's crazy to think, like, you would think in your heart of hearts as a good person, you feel like, okay, if a company sees that somebody has created something, like, yo, they're gonna cut them a check. Like, they're gonna make sure they're okay. But in business, that's not the reality. It's like they see an opportunity and they're like, okay, they didn't they didn't copyright this. Yeah, we could definitely. We're making a killing off this, and I feel like that is very unfair in the industry. But I mean, that's why I said the knowledge is important. Everybody has to be taught the knowledge of the business because people don't understand. They go into it with the materialistic insight, and then it's like as soon as the contract is drawn, nobody understands it. They can't read it, and they're signing away so much of their rights that they have no ownership, and that's like that sucks, man. And you look at like some of the, like I said, like the game, you see that it's like a lot of these dances, they just took it. They just took them. Like, yeah, it's gonna be in here. That's it. Like because things like how do you say it? Technology develops. Things happen. Like people don't know how to monetize in 3D. People don't know how to monetize in virtual reality. Some people don't know how to monetize on online games. Some things are new, but it's like it's where the knowledge comes in, and it's crazy. But as a creative, man, I feel like it's true. We have the power, and if this hasn't shown us anything, like you said, you talk to a label, you talk to anybody. Oh, you're too fat. Oh, you're too skinny. Oh, you're black, but you're too light-skinned. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always, it's crazy. They want to tear you down, and it's like, we're all people, and we're all trying to create, and we're all trying to create for the betterment of our society. Like, sometimes the industry, I feel like they put a spotlight on a lot of the music sometimes that, and I'm not going to say I don't sit here and listen to some music. I'm like, okay, that's fire. Like, beat is crazy. Production is crazy. The energy is amazing. But I get that sometimes a lot of the music that has knowledge and insight is kind of put on the back burner. Like it's really put on the back burner. And it's crazy. I don't know. It's almost insane to me. Sometimes I'm playing things for my younger brothers and I'm like, they're like, who is this? And I'm like sometimes I listen to Toby Najee. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'm saying his last name correctly, but I enjoy it.
So good.
Oh my God. Amazing. Like, and that's the type of energy I'm like, that's phenomenal. Even if you don't rap or you create in that accordance, there's something you can take from that and you can learn from. Because just like you and I are a father, he's a father, and he's creating music.
It's really crazy nowadays when you talk about monetization, Sheemo.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies right now that are really taking advantage of these desperate and hungry creatives, if that's the right wording for it, who always want to, get the betterment of them for no apparent reason. And they always try to hide the knowledge of you taking care of them and all that all the time. And I saw an excerpt from a Prince interview, how he was definitely demanding artists, especially young Black artists, to get the information and knowledge of what it takes to have your own business, to have your own label, to get your own name out there. Definitely Prince, and another icon in this music game too, Michael Jackson. He was really promoting people to get their own business and get their own name out there as well too. So this fight has been going on for decades, Sheemo.
Well, let me look. I love music history, so I'm gonna jump here. Let's go as far back as the Sam Cooke. One of the reasons why Sam Cooke is no longer with us is because he started a record label. He was trying to get a process of a record label that was Black owned. That the rights were actually given to the people, and it was his manager that things went shady, and no one knows anything as per technicalities, and I won't destroy a legend or destroy the legend itself. But this has been happening for decades upon decades. But if it wasn't for Sam Cooke's struggle with it, if it wasn't for Prince's struggle with it, you wouldn't have the success of a Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
And that's what it goes. And that's why, like you said, Sheemo, knowledge is important.
Oh, very important.
A good man learns from his mistakes. A great man learns from the mistakes of others. And you push your kids to be great. And that is by learning by those mistakes. And look, 2020 has also been the year of uncomfortable conversations and terrifying realities. Preston and I have had very uncomfortable conversations where I've been like, look, I don't know exactly what to do here. As per what I look like and the demographic that I represent, how can I help?
And
how do I make it better?
And I understand that. And I appreciate you actually speaking like that. Like, how can I help? Because some people they don't word it that way. And you know, and I appreciate that. And it is hard. And it's like the conversations will be uncomfortable, but I feel like that's because it's been so long since we had them that people aren't used to them. So when we have these conversations, they are very uncomfortable and cringy because it's like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to step on the wrong toes. Like, you know what I'm saying? You and I can be friends, and I don't want to destroy a friendship because we're having a disagreement. I mean, I have friends that we're the same race and we disagree. I mean, that's just a friend. People got to understand that. Your best friends are the people you're going to disagree with. Like, you don't want a bunch of yes men around you. Like, you can't be successful in light. And speaking of success, we're going to talk about more positive things. Like, I feel as though in more in the 2021 and beyond, I feel like the artists will have more control. I feel like the artists will have more knowledge. I feel like the artists will understand more, and we will gain a lot more of our money and our revenue from creating. And speaking of that, if you have a woman and she ever needs her nails done, you know what I'm saying? Queen T Nails, hit her at the gram, Queen T _ on top. You know what I'm saying? Instagram at Queen T _ on top. Yeah, fire. Look it up. But that's another business that's going on as well. Another little small business.
But this is great, and this is what, you know, Preston said from jump is you're an extremely positive person. In this short period that we've had, you've spoken about your brand, but you've also spoken about two people who are close to you's brand. Yeah. You talked about your boy who does the workouts.
Oh, yeah,
now you talked about getting your nails
on Instagram, Barillas. Get your body right, man. I'm telling you, it's amazing, and it feels good. Feels good. You know what I'm saying? And then Queen T on top. The nails are amazing. Like, got the women looking fly every day. So, you know, we got to put everybody on, man. I feel like ownership is very important. Very important. Like, very.
Very important on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City Made, Easy Bluez is in the building. Sheemo, speaking of people that make you feel good, tell me what it was like working with King Rocky.
Oh, man, let me tell you, man. I can't say enough great things about King Rocky, man. Let me tell you, man. Yo, listen, man. I'm going to start stuttering right now, man. This dude's amazing, man. He's another dad too, man. Shout out King Rocky, man. Make sure you go see King Rocky for any videos, man. Anything you need, man. Yeah, I enjoy working with him, man. He's almost like family to me, man. Like, anytime, like, when I say positive vibes, and I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, anytime you create relationships or you build relationships with people, you always deal with the people that deal with you in that positive light, that want to see you be successful. And I feel like anytime I work with King Rocky, like anytime, it's like, it's a positive thing, man. It's a positive situation. It's enjoyable. It's not stressful. It's not work. It's like what art should be. So shout out to King Rocky, man. Make sure y'all go see my boy, man. It's always great, man. And actually, we got a track together. Like, you speaking of Black history, him, and one of my boys, Iron Tony, we actually have a track called anytime I'm talking, I'll start going blank. It's crazy. But it's a track called Maintain, and I love it because it's all about maintaining. And I mean, you can go listen to that free on SoundCloud, I believe it is.
SoundCloud,
yeah, it's been a long time, man. I put stuff on SoundCloud every now and again too. So I put some of my free little freestyles up there. So I got one to the Nipsey Hustle joint, Double Up. I did some joint called Triple Up, quick little freestyle. I got one up there called Extortion, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, family members, getting into, the wrong side of the tracks. And then also I got Maintain up there with me, King Rocky, and Iron Tony. Black History's up there, and you can listen to that free. And I mean, like I said, if you want to stream God's Pen, which is an entire project, Apple Music. Hit me on what else is there? They got
Title,
Daisy, Title.
Title.
So I got a lot of stuff up there, so make sure you log in, man. Y'all making me nervous now, man. Over here stuttering. Y'all making me nervous. But yeah, man.
Sheemo, you spoke on family.
Yes.
Tell me how much of you was put into AR, because when I first met AR, he was very reserved in his shell, you know, and now you see him on social media, he's his own person.
Oh, listen,
that positive. I think he got that a lot from you.
Oh yeah, that's my brother from another mother, man. I tell people all the time. I'm like, yo, it's the craziest thing is like he's like he almost like a son to me, which he isn't my son, he's my cousin. It's crazy. And it's like, I love that kid, man. That kid is like, his mentality is like beyond his years. So I appreciate that fact, because even at times where I'm feeling a little uncertain, and it sounds crazy, I'll call my little cousin, like, yo, what you think about this? And he'll be like, give me some insight. And I'm like, yeah, he's actually right. Because the one thing about him is me and him connect on so many different levels. It isn't just music. We connect on a business mindset, on a building a better financial wealth mindset, on a building a better credit for yourself mindset. So like right now, me and him are in this like this stock thing right now. Like, so we're like, what stocks are good to invest in? So right now we're talking about like, you know, I can't give everybody the secrets, but you know, we're talking about certain stocks we investing in. But I'm gonna give y'all one. But you know, you got to look at the market, just like knowledge. Okay, everything shuts down, nobody can travel, so obviously you already know who's gonna lose money. So those are the people you buy now, because later on, what happens when the country open up, everything goes back to normal. So speak on that a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, like the Bitcoin thing, like I'm like, this is insane. Like it's insane. But what's even crazier is there are more cryptocurrencies out there than just Bitcoin. And that's why I said the knowledge is important, because when you learn, then you realize like, okay, yeah, Bitcoin is booming, but you don't want to buy anything when it's very high. You want to buy things when they're low and they expect to go high. So, but it's also a gamble too, you know, straight up. You got to know the honesty. It's a gamble. You don't play with money, you can't lose. Straight up. That's just how I go. But we always talk about the stock situation. So to be honest, like, yeah, I started getting deep into it, man. Like me and Cuz, man, we like brothers, man. And like just helping him hone his energy and become the artist he's becoming is like amazing, because like I seen the potential in him, like, because I know he's seen the potential in himself. That's the thing. When you believe in yourself, others believe too. Because some people see things as far-fetched and unattainable. But when I talk to him and he's like, he has that enthusiasm to make music. And I'm like, yo, like, I love that. Like, come on, let's go. And like, I'm there to support him with any idea. Like, let's, you know what I'm saying? So it's just supporting him and him supporting me, and just seeing his development is like, it's amazing, bro. Like, he's just been working so hard, like, and the man he's becoming, I'm like, I'm so proud of him, man. I'm very proud of him. So make sure you go see at No Logo AR2 on the gram, at, you know what I'm saying, Digleon on the gram. You need to work out. You know what I'm saying? At Queen T _ on top. You need the nails done. At the Real Sheemo, you want to get on the melon list. But we around here, man. You know what I'm saying? Positivity breeds success. That's what I always say.
Absolutely. Sheemo, we got about 10 minutes left of this program.
How many minutes? Plug me in. What'd you say?
No, we got 10 minutes left of the program, but there's like this one story I want you to reintroduce to this new audience of WNHHLP 103.5 FM. Tell me,
yes, sir,
about your relationship with Eddie Haskell. Tell me about the Eddie Haskell story. Please tell me. I need to rehear this. I love this. Okay,
so I got this free mixtape on Reverb Nation called Eddie Haskell Volume 1. So obviously I'm gonna have to drop. I'm going to drop. We speak things into existence. I'm going to drop Eddie Haskell Volume 2. So the funny thing is, like, you know, in life, you know, you meet people in different demographics wherever you go, whether it's work, whether it's just on your travels on every day. And I'm just going to speak honestly here. Sometimes you meet people who are a little racially charged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not too long ago, I took a trip with my cousin to another state, and to be honest, I didn't look at what the population is like in the town. I didn't, but the way I was receiving things, I was like, this ain't the town for me. I'm gonna be honest. So like me being me, I did my research and I'm like looking, I'm like, okay, so it ain't that many people like me that go to this town or is in this town. I'm like, so I get it. But that extends to the Eddie Haskell thing. I was working with someone and I feel like where they're from is different from where I'm from. So they were trying to like, in a way, like I'm a nice guy, so I'm positive, but some people are, you know, they're negative. I get that. So this person was like, yeah, you're always so nice. You're always so nice. I feel like you're like basically kissing up. I'm like, nah, I'm just a positive person. I like people to be positive. I want us to have a good work rapport. You know what I'm saying? I want to give out that type of energy and receive it. Even when I'm working, I want to make this day as easy as possible. But she was like, yeah, you remind me of Eddie Haskell. And I'm like, in my head clicked. I'm like, nah. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Eddie Haskell's a snake. Eddie Haskell was doing real crooked, like a lot of crooked things, but he was covering it like, hi, Mrs. Beaver. Nice dress, Mrs. Beaver. But underhanded. So I took it like, okay, I could take this as a negative and like, you know, fire on all cylinders, or I can take this and make it a positive. So I was like, you know what? I like the concept. I was like, Leave It to Beaver's an old show. I was like, you know what? Eddie Haskell sounds like a fire mixtape. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Found the Eddie Haskell picture. I had my boy throw a bunch of chains and jewelry and tattoos on his forehead. Like I even got a jean jacket with Eddie Haskell on the back right now, like with with the chains on. Like, so honestly, it turned out to be great. So then one day she seen I had a mixtape called Eddie Haskell. She was like, hey, do I get any commission? I was like, nah. Like, nah. But yeah, it was a funny story, man. It was crazy. I was like, the people you meet and the perception, because everybody perceives things differently. You might perceive me as a positive person. She might see me coming to work and she's having a hard day at work every day. Like, oh, he's just, whatever. He just, you know, but for me, it's like positivity breeds success. And I want to thank that lady because Eddie Haskell is like, it's amazing. It's a fire mixtape. I love it.
You talked about perception.
Yes.
Back when I think Phil Blunt had this, it was a cypher or a rap competition. I think you were involved in it. Please tell me about that experience and how far you got into that competition.
Oh, that was nice. That was fun, man. We had like it was like a rap competition, you know, not any rap competition, but everybody was doing their verses against each other, and the better verse with the more crowd, you know, they actually had judges, I believe. The judges pick who went to the next round. I got pretty close, you know what I'm saying? I think I got to like, I don't even remember. It was a while ago, second to last. But see, with me, I say proper preparation prevents poor performance. And see, that's me learning and growing as an artist. Because in my head, I freestyle so well that like, I'm like, yeah, sometimes, and that's why I say hard work beats talent. In my head, that's why I said writing. My brother got me into writing so much. Because I've always freestyled. Off the top it's natural. It's easy for me. I hear a beat and I snap. So it's like, but there's moments where, you know, this is your craft. You have to know your rap. You have to understand your raps. You have to write things that you know when you perform it with the you know, with the idea and the thought of mind of execution. Because see, I'm younger at the moment and I'm like, yeah, I love to rap so much. Anybody tell me like, let's go rap. I don't even care. I don't even have to bring a rap that I wrote. I'm like, let's go. Like I'm ready right now. Like one time I remember my boy was like, oh yeah, they about to battle, but he don't want to battle. And I'm like, well, all right, come on, let's go. I mean, it wasn't even a battle. I just showed up. I freestyled. It was whatever, you know? But to some people, like I said, perception, they're like, oh man, you know, yo, you be spazzing. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you know, for me, I'm like, as an artist and growing, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I rap very well freestyling, but I'm also a very great writer. So it's like, I got to harness both. And being properly prepared always puts you in a better position.
Definitely. All right, 3 minutes left of the program, Sheemo. I just want to know, what are your plans for 2021? What's going down, what's official, and if, you know, we're back to a semi-normal, what's the first thing Sheemo's going to do?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to answer the semi-normal first. I don't believe it is semi-normal or normal. I feel like we're just adapting to everything right now. I'm gonna be
That's
honest.
fair to say.
That's how I feel. And then with the music, I'm just gonna continue to go full force ahead. You know, my brother should be definitely home soon. I see you got the website up. I appreciate that. RealSheemo.com. I mean, if they can't see me, at least they can see me. You dig?
There you go.
But now, gonna be going full force ahead. You know, the new Yaka logo's out. Gonna be having a lot of merchandise. Anybody need anything, you let me know. Any sizes, hit me on the Real Sheemo at therealsheemo.com or hit me at Chef Yaka at gmail.com, and you can be put on the mailing list, and I'll put you in, you know, the category of like hitting you whenever some exclusive come out, or you need a size, or I'm just throwing you a free shirt. So it can work out in both of our favors. And then, I mean, we just going to keep going, man. Black Bag Entertainment is still alive. I can't wait till my brother come home. We're going to continue to go full force. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the workout with Barrillas, with Diglione, at Diglione. Make sure you get right on that. At Queen T _ on top. Make sure you hit it if you need the nails done. Like, I mean, this year, bro, it's just going to be continuing to go full force ahead, nonstop, not looking back, taking that leap of faith and just, like, letting my wings spread, man. I'm actually going to enjoy this, man. I'm going to be honest. It's like, I'm appreciative and I'm very grateful for everything that I have and I have obtained, like, throughout my entire life. And I feel like it's only going to get greater. So I'm ready. And I mean, listen, Preston, anytime you need me, holla. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need an interview, holla. Anytime y'all need me around, I'm around. We can have a cook-off or cookout, whatever y'all want to do. Any event, get together. Let's go.
I think you and Easy Bluez need to do a grill off.
Yo, Easy Bluez, we could do a grill off. We could make music. It's whatever.
I'm down. Look, let me put you like this, man. I love every single aspect of music, period. And I miss performing so much that June 15th, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm a soul singer. I'm a rock singer. That's what I do. I'm doing a cypher. I'm actually doing a cypher for there's a mental health show that's happening on January 15th. Just because I need to be creating in that type of aspect, and I'm willing to push myself, go way outside of my comfort zone because it's necessary, and that's what makes artists real artists, you know.
You're definitely right. You're definitely right, man. That sounds amazing. That sounds like it's going to be, like, very interesting. I'm going to be honest. So now I'm going to have to look out and make sure I get myself plugged into a few of these, you know what I'm saying, events and performances, whether they online or not. But, yeah, it's amazing. It's nice to meet you, Easy Bluez. I mean, we definitely going to connect. Hit me on the gram. We'll definitely connect, man. Trade some father tips, some cooking tips, and all of that.
Nice. I mean, Sheemo, before we go off, because we got a couple seconds left, let them know about the Instagram, other social media to hit you up on.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Make sure you hit me at The Real Sheemo on Instagram, at The Real Sheemo on Twitter, at The Real Sheemo everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for me, just put at The Real Sheemo. I'm going to be right there. I don't care where you at. I ain't on Clubhouse yet, but we about to lock in. You know what I'm saying?
Sheemo, thank you for being part of the program Beyond the Blare. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island Raised. Yeah, Long Island Raised, Elm City Made, Easy Bluez in the building. Thank you for the positivity, Sheemo. Appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime. Positivity breeds success. Yeah.
WNHHLP 103.5.
Hottest nigga out right now. 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 I don't need the lights validation. Diploma like a nigga graduating. You don't like the channel, change the station. No talk, fucking nigga conversation. Hottest nigga out right now. 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 Hottest nigga out, I be dumbin'. Hussein Bolt, how I run it. Bang. Detour, fly in the G4, but the blow C4, 50 to 100. Let's go. Gotta be rap, gotta be this, and gotta be that. Got him on Mac on tour, ain't gotta react. Poppy got it, the Mac. You alright, we ain't cool, niggas. Hopping out, dropping out like school niggas. Flashing on pool, skimmer with the cool niggas. Skrilla gang, black bag, bomb on a Baghdad. My religion in the tear threat. Rap religion like a pair of vests. Elevate, can't fit the steps. Got drive, nigga, can't stay Lex. Live life with no fear of death. Live life with no fear of death. Hove, I'm a renegade. Gotta be with the lemonade anyway.